Greetings and peace, everybody. And thank you for joining my Aisha Speaks Jade podcast, where I am, of course, none other than Aisha, also known as Jade. And I am doing a makeup live audio for Thursday, December the 13th, 2018. And I hope everybody is having a wonderful evening, or based on, what time zone you're in, you're just overall enjoying your day. As far as here, where I reside at in Atlanta, it's raining, it's cold, and I just hope everybody is safe out there this evening, or pretty much wherever you're at, that you're holding it down, but yet you're being safe as well. So the topic at hand that I would like to speak to you about this evening is 5 ways confident people react to stress. And I know we all as individuals, we react and cope with stress differently. Okay? But we're going to hopefully meet in the middle where we can have a little balance. So 5 ways confident people react to stress. And I want to thank everybody in advance for listening to the replay, which will be available shortly after. So coping with stress more effectively, how we can use different strategies. By coping the ways confident people cope with stress, let me say that again. By coping, or I should not say coping, but by copying the ways confident people cope with stress, okay? You can reduce the extent to which stress impacts your mood, bounce back quicker, and feel more self-assured. So let's dive right into it. So the first would be by taking just the right amount of responsibility, not too much and not too little. Confident people are able to admit understandable mistakes without it causing their sense of self-worth. This allows them to take responsibility in situations that warrant it. On the other hand, confident people don't assume every mistake is their fault. They recognize other people's roles in mistakes and misunderstandings as well as their own. This thinking habit contributes to their stable self-esteem. So there is no need to take on somebody else's mistakes. You only deal with yours and be accountable and responsible. Because I know sometimes people, we can be like, you know what, just to shut down the whole thing, it's all my fault, I'll take it. No, we're not going to do that. And I'm sure some of us have been guilty of it. Take on your responsibility and let the other person take on their responsibility. Don't assume every mistake is your fault. The next would be by keeping their stress in perspective and assuming a good solution exists. So confident people tend to assume good solutions to problems exist, and it's just a matter of identifying and picking the best option. They stay calm, which enables them to see their potential choices clearly. An anxious person might think of a potential solution to a source of stress, but their pessimism causes them to assume their solution won't smoothly resolve their problem. So let's say, for example, let's say an anxious person's car starts making a funny noise. They might jump to the negative conclusion that the repair bill will be massive, or that whoever they engage to do the work won't completely fix the problem, and they'll need to go back repeatedly. These negative expectations impede them in getting their problems solved. The next would be by recognizing when rushing into a decision isn't desirable. So, as mentioned above, what I just spoke on, confident people tend to assume things will work out. If they miss an opportunity, they expect another one will be around the corner. So therefore, they'll be able to wait for a good option to arise rather than rush into decisions that are less than ideal. On the other hand, being unconfident can lead to being impatient. Another example of that would be an unconfident person makes an offer to buy a house but gets outbid. Now they're concerned about missing out completely, so they rush into making an offer on another house that's got some problems, rather than waiting for the next solid opportunity to come along. Or let's say a confident person hires an employee and the employee is taking some time to learn their new role. The confident person is more likely to let the situation fully play out. They'll allow the new employee some time and give them some more support and guidance. If it doesn't work out, they'll deal with it because they assume they'll be able to cope in any scenario. They can be more patient. Hopefully hopefully you guys are getting these examples. And I know that I typically always wind down, sidebar, because I find that I'm speaking and my words are not going or not coming out the way that I want them to. So you know what I'm ready for, guys? Some of that self-care. But I'm going to give you the content before I do end. Of course, I'm going to do that for you guys. The next would be by asking for help and or asking questions. So confident people don't expect themselves to know everything other people know, especially when they're a beginner. They don't question their right to exist, learn, and to sometimes feel confused or overwhelmed. In professional situations, including when hiring others to do a job, confident people are able to strike a balance between micromanaging others and being too scared to mention any concerns they have. Anxious, unconfident people often assume that expressing any dissatisfaction in a professional relationship is going to result in the other person becoming angry. Whereas confident people don't automatically assume this. If someone does not get annoyed with them for asking a question, they don't personalize it. So let me say that again so that I can make clear of what I'm saying. If someone does get annoyed with them for asking a question, they don't personalize it. Did you get what I was trying to say? Hopefully you guys did. And lastly, by keeping their expectations fair and reasonable. Confident people expect they'll be able to find a way of working smoothly with others. They generally think that provided they're fair and reasonable, other people will be the same. And if someone they're working with is not these things, they'll just move on. They don't need to be excessively demanding of one person because they see themselves as having lots of options for coping rather than just being reliant on one or a few people. Being anxious and unconfident can lead to putting things off till the last minute, and this often ends up creating a last-minute rush that increases stress for both the individual and other people. Since confident people are less anxious, they're more able to take other people's perspective rather than only thinking about their own anxiety. That was really short and sweet to the point. I hope that you guys understood what I was speaking about. I hope that I was clear on the examples that I was giving out. I hope that some of this, if not all of it, it resonated, or you received, I should say, what I was saying. It is that time where I'm going to end this, but before I take my self-care for the rest of the evening, I would like to invite you guys to my social media platforms, which is, of course, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I have a YouTube channel, which you can find me all on Aisha Speaks Jade. Again, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and my YouTube channel, which you can go to and subscribe by hitting the thumbnail, hit that notification bell, listen to all my past and present videos and audios that I have there, leave comments, good, bad, or indifferent, as long as there's no disrespect. That's all I ask. Also, you can join and like my other platforms and share and listen to past and present and share out. Make sure that you take care of yourself. Do that self-care, as I always say, taking care of the crown of your head, which is the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Go and do that self-care. Create, if you have not already, that self-care toolbox to use when you're feeling good and when you're having some challenges. Learn how to respect, like, and love yourself. Start within, start internally. Create your greatness and create your happiness. Go for your goals and passions and dreams. Never let anyone tell you otherwise. Be mindful. Always be appreciative, thankful, and grateful, and humble. And put a twist of some patience in there as well with those coping skills. And I say a good night to you. Namaste and Ashe. Be good to yourself. Have an awesome tomorrow. And you'll hear from me soon again. Light and love.